Fancred, Mike Felger, and that's not Jermaine Wiggins. About 150 pounds, maybe 200 pounds giving away. Adam Jones, the Dark Knight, the sports buzzard himself from 98.5 The Sports Hub, will be filling in this week. Thanks for dressing for the program, Jones.
Of course.
We appreciate it. We'll be going over the whole fourth quarter. Of course, you pick a week where there's absolutely nothing to watch here in the fourth quarter. Pats losing 31-0, but we'll react as you react. And if you want to join us, you can write in. I'm talking about you out there. You can hit your comments down below or even hit the on-air button or the fan line. The fan line in the upper right-hand corner. You can join us via your phone. Jones, just tell me your impressions of this game here as they start the fourth quarter.
Well, I didn't take the Dolphins seriously all week long. And it really wasn't about Miami. It was about the Pats. Like this tends to be, and I'm not even a big believer in them this year. This tends to be what they do over the last 2 decades. Like they get into a hole, they start getting second guessed, and they answer the bell. So I don't know. I feel like you could see it coming. Your guy Sony Michel getting touchdowns here. Maybe a bigger weekend for him was somewhat predictable. But yeah, I wasn't taking the Dolphins seriously. I didn't expect a blowout, but I expected the Patriots to answer the bell for sure.
So Michelle just scores to make it 38-0. I think this game's completely fucking useless. Useless. Yeah. Did the Pats answer the bell? I mean, can you tell? Like how would you know?
Well, I don't know. They're winning 38-0, so they did something right. I mean, look, Miami's very good, so I agree with you on that. It's not exactly Kansas City in a couple of weeks, or maybe a Pittsburgh or someone like that, but yeah, they answered the bell. Well, people were Arcam picked against them this week, so some people thought they were going to lose.
Well, it's not just that. Look, and it's how Miami played. They didn't show up. They didn't show up.
I mean, that's true. The fumble or the bad snap.
Forget whether they're a good team or not. There's bad teams who can play well. Like I think the last couple of weeks, Detroit's a bad team that played well last week. They played well. Jacksonville is a good team that played well. This is a mediocre team that played like absolute ass. This game is a joke, Adam. This is one of these games where I come out of it, I have no idea what it says about the Patriots. None.
I kind of agree that, again, you can't really take Miami seriously, but there is something you take away from this. Like they did what they had to do. Again, even if Miami played like crap, like if they lost, what would we be saying?
Well,
if they lost it.
Yeah, you're right. It's one of those games they have nothing to gain. You're right. It's a little unfair, but that is what it is when you're the Patriots. Nothing to get. I give them nothing in this game. Nothing.
Okay. No, the whole team. That's the team.
Basically.
You give the first round running back anything?
I think James White had a better day, so I think they could have put you back there, and it would have been the same difference. What's the difference? I mean, really? I mean, you think Michelle was special today?
I don't think he was special. You think he was bad?
I don't know. The touchdown I just saw, there wasn't a guy within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. All he had was the cornerback at the goal line.
Doesn't that tell you something about the last couple of weeks? They couldn't block the last couple of weeks, so he sucked.
So the line's been better. Fine.
Okay, the line's been better, and he's made some cuts. He's looked okay. I wouldn't say he's looked great, and I agree. James White looked better, but score one for drafting him 31st this week.
Really?
Yes.
You need to draft someone 31st to get that? To just take the ball and run into 20 yards of open space?
Well, it's 100-plus yards. I'll take it.
Yeah, but you don't have to draft that in the first round. You could take that off the street.
You may not have to.
Today.
The Lions got 100-something yards last week out of Kerryon Johnson. We all went nuts. He was a second-round pick, so maybe you don't need to draft at 31, but I don't know. It's important. It was important last week with Kerryon Johnson. We all made a big deal out of it. Why wouldn't it be important this week?
Because, I don't know, I watched the game. The holes were giant. It didn't matter what running back they handed it to. They had a million yards. There was yards to be gained. The Dolphins didn't show up. They didn't stand up at the line of scrimmage. The Pats were completely blowing them off the ball. They could have handed it to you. They could have handed it to frickin' Arcand. It wouldn't have mattered. You would have gotten 100 yards today. The yards were there for anyone to go get.
I would have. Arcand wouldn't have. I would have.
Some of the comments. Sean says Dwayne Allen is about as useful as a good-looking face on a dead guy. Dwayne Allen, you got a couple targets today.
Yeah, I like getting him back involved for the 5-yard loss there on the screen. I thought that was a good play. It was nice emptying out all the stops, I thought, for him.
James in California says, James in California's on the fan line. Okay, let's go to him. This is how you do it. Again, it's like a talk show, Jones.
Oh, boy.
Except people put the phones up to their face. We actually get to see them. We have only one rule, Jones, and that is if they reach for their Hogan or start to show us their unit. That's this guy, right? Exactly. This guy scares me.
Yes. All right. Start.
No.
Put your shirt on. Put a shirt on.
The shirt's in the other room.
Oh, Jesus. God, go ahead.
We're good.
This game went exactly how I said it was going to go. I need to see them play Kansas City, and then I'll decide if they're making the playoffs.
Okay. Maybe, yes, they're making the playoffs. You know why, James? I have to let you go in California because I'm afraid of what you're going to do next.
It's like
look, hold on. I'm just saying. Green Bay's up 19-0 over Buffalo. New England's up 38-0 over Miami. The Jets scored last time I saw was 18-0.
Yep.
The AFC East, outside of you, hasn't scored a point today. So, they're going to the playoffs. See, we told you. No shit, they're going to the playoffs. How many games are they going to get like this where the team comes in and can't play?
My fear is not them making the playoffs again. And I thought they would play well this week. If you don't like answer the bell as a term, that's fine. I thought they would play well this week, and I thought they would win this week because they're going to win the division. And you basically had to, maybe not mathematically, but you couldn't spot Miami a 4-0 start while you're 1-3 with a game in Miami after they beat you here. So I don't know. My fear has never been that they're going to make the playoffs or not. My fear is just, are they vulnerable? And I still think they're vulnerable, but at least there were some nice signs here today. The defense looked better. I thought Hightower looked better. Like, how could you tell? I know. I thought Hightower looked better, and I thought Sonny Michel played well. So I don't know. Those are some pluses.
No, this is a big, giant game of you can't tell. But, I mean, so in that vacuum, against zero competition, against really a team that laid down, Michel looked good. Dorsett showed some great hands. Their offensive line looked much better. Hightower made a play or two. I don't know. They all look good. Except for maybe Dwayne Allen. How about Chris and Raynham on the fan line? He's going to join us next on his smartphone again. Just join us here, and you can react as we react. Too bad there's really nothing going on in the game. It's 38-0, so there's not a whole lot of stuff to react to. Who's 55?
12.
That's got to be the new John Simon. It's got to be the
new guy from the Colts.
Okay, new guy from the Colts just got a sack. There we go. That's the kind of game we're talking about. Chris, go ahead. What do you got?
You can't say that this game means nothing when they made improvements. I think the balance between White and Michael was much better this week, which is going to be key going forward. Before it was just 30 carries to Michael up the middle. The play calling was much, much better. It seems like they started to find what they are good at and what they're not good at.
I don't know. If your offense is dominated by a running back, I think you're in deep trouble.
But I mean, this week was about progress and good signs. You got Edelman back this week. They just look better. They look like what they usually are. So it's not going to say that they're going to win the Super Bowl because of this game, but they made improvements compared to last week. They're shutting out an NFL team right now.
Borderline NFL team. Chris, thank you for calling in. We appreciate it. I mean, yeah, they didn't take a step back. It's just these games are frustrating to me, Adam, because it's zero resistance. So it's like, what do you really get out of it?
Yeah,
and it's not just a bad team. I mean, like I said before, it's not just that. I mean, I'm not sure the Dolphins suck. They might be an average NFL team. It's just today they didn't show up. I mean, you got to admit it. I mean, just complete given on both sides of the ball. Snaps went over the quarterback's head for 7 free points. Their third down just so incredibly soft. The penalties, there was just zero resistance. So I mean, I don't know.
Did you like Bedard's guy there, Adam Gase? I thought he had a good week play calling. I thought he really pulled out all the stops. I read about how they're a game plan offense and they're going to get 5 different guys involved in the passing game and 2 guys involved in the running game. Don't forget about the tight ends. Yeah, I was not very impressed with their play calling. There's a lot of stuff at the line of scrimmage, which it seems like the Patriots were ready for.
I got one for you. How about Cyrus Jones on punt returns? You see something there? That was from a commenter.
Yeah, I mean, when he holds on to it, I think he can make people miss. I think he's a good return guy. You saw that at Alabama, but I don't know. Are we sure he can catch punts? Like, I guess it's better than Riley McCarron, but I'm not ready to get on his bandwagon yet.
All right, let's bring in another guest on the fan line. It's someone you may know out there, Patriots fans. One of my favorite Patriots of all time. I got to tell you, I don't have a soft spot for many players, but Deion Branch, former Patriots receiver, is going to join us on the fan line. From parts unknown. Deion, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, man, what's going on? Man, thank you.
Where are you at? Where are you at right now?
I am in Indianapolis right now, sitting on my my couch watching this sorry Indy game. We kind of blacked out with the Patriots. My daughter's having a seizure right now. She really want to see her Pats.
Well, really not. I mean, it was a fun game if you're a Patriots fan, 38-0. But just give me your thoughts on what they've left Brady with at receiver and, his weapons. Is it enough, and do you feel sorry for Brady a little bit with what he's been handed this year?
Yeah, man, I always have a soft spot for my guy, man. I'm sure that, with the addition of Josh, I'm pretty sure within a game or two, things will be back with, the way we used to seeing things with the addition of Julian coming back next week. I think we'll be okay. I'm sort of shocked right now. Chris hasn't had a reception as of right now, from what I can tell.
Because he's a third or fourth guy, and when he's a first or second guy, he gets more attention and he doesn't produce.
Yeah, and then with with Gronk only having 4 catches so far, that was sort of different. It's a heavy dosage of Sony Michel and James White, which is great.
So Hogan just got his first catch, Deanne. You'll be happy to know. Let me ask you, because you were part of this in 2005 into 2006. Yep. Do you think the Patriots and Belichick sometimes lapse into, well, Brady's so good, he'll figure it out. We can let Deion Branch, David Givens go, leave him with pretty much nothing, but he'll figure it out because he's Brady. And they're sort of doing it again this year. Do they fall into that trap?
Well, no, I wouldn't say they've fallen into that sort of trap. I think coaches trying to figure certain things out. I mean, the season is very early. It's a long year. I think given what he has right now, I think he's doing the best he possibly can with what he have right now. Now, this won't be the case. I mean, you take away Josh Gordon, I don't think we still had to add an extra receiver. And unfortunately, he was available. We got him. But had this been week 12, week 13, then this probably wouldn't be a good makeup of guys on the football field. But I think right now what we have going, I think this is enough. We get Julian back and probably start looking at this new offense. Using Sony a lot more, giving James in those mismatch situations on the football field, man, is a great addition.
Why do you think Josh Gordon didn't play last week?
Probably the knowledge of the offense. I think, it's one thing in practice.
Is it really that hard? Like, is it really that hard?
I'm going to be honest with you. I can't even say it's that hard. I never had a problem with it from day one, but I've seen some guys with a lot of talent who has came in and, they just pretty much look average, in the offense. And there's one thing about in practice messing up, but in the game, there's no room for error. Tom doesn't want to hear it on the sideline about who's messing up, not knowing their plays. You should know what you're doing once you get on the football field.
All right, Deion, we're going to let you go. Thanks so much for taking a few minutes. We appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Thank you, guys.
All right, take care. Deion Branch. So we got one legitimate guest on here, one semi-legitimate, Adam Jones. That's the Dark Knight from 98.5 The Sports. Of you Boston people know who we're talking about. What just happened is Tom Brady stood in there, took a hellacious shot, and just threw his second interception of the game, up 38-0 with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. What are they doing?
So apparently they're getting Brady and Gronk hurt because you saw Gronk left too, right, with his ankle injury. So that might be maintenance, but I don't know. Maybe Bill said, hey, you guys want to skip out on OTAs? Why don't you get some extra work at the end of a blowout here while the Dolphins are unloading?
I'm with you on that one. So the Gronkowski thing, I posted this on Fancred, Jones. You had to join Fancred, right? You're on Fancred now.
I'm here, yes.
No, but like you actually signed up and you have an account now, right?
Sure.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Get off of Twitter and join Fancred, and you'll find you won't get half as much shit as you do on Twitter. 100 as much shit.
Can I say what I like about this? I don't even have to leave my house. This is great. I didn't even have to move.
No, this is it. So listen. So on Gronk, I posted earlier that I'm not really worried about it. He's had that ankle, and to me the stuff on the injury report is real. I think he's had a little bit of a bum ankle here the last couple of weeks. Mike Lombardi says he lost a step, and they asked Gronkowski about it in his press conference, and he kind of admitted it. Sort of said, yeah, well, I mean, depends what time of year you ask me. It's football, so at different times you feel different, sort of basically telling us that right now he is. So I felt like that was total maintenance.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, but are we sure he didn't tweak anything? I mean, did you see I think it was the first catch he had. It might have been the second catch he had. It was in the first half. Brady – not to go back to the Seth Wickersham article, but I thought Brady let him into contact a couple of times in that first half. I don't think that's his ankle, but Gronk was pretty slow getting up. I want to say it was the first catch that he had. And so, I don't know. From there, he had a big third down conversion in the second half. Like, maybe he's fine. Maybe it's maintenance. But if he's dealing with something, I don't think it looked like he was moving great out there today.
Well, you're right. I think he's hobbled. I think Lombardi was right, in other words. Here's this was for Deion, but I'll ask you. Chris asked Deion Branch, do you see any difference in Brady today compared to when you played with him? Don't go back to 06, but just how do you feel Brady looked today?
I don't remember a lot of tight window throws. Do you? Like the Cordero Patterson throw was a punt, right? The James White touchdown was a punt. The Cordero Patterson one was wide open. I thought he stuck the third down conversion I mentioned to Gronk. I thought was a good throw. There was one to Dorsett that I thought was a good throw. Actually, the one in the corner of the end zone, the touchdown, I thought was a good throw. I don't know. I mean, I don't think Brady looked like he made giant strides today. What I will say is that corner from Miami, I think is pretty good. Xavier Howard did not have a good day, so maybe that means the whole team laid an egg, like you said. But I think he's pretty good, and I don't know. Maybe Josh Gordon made a bit of a difference here with at least taking attention away from some of the other guys. That's why you saw Dorsett have a decent game. That's why you saw White get more involved.
I think Brady took contact today. I mean, the punt to White for a touchdown wasn't. Yeah, he did just punt it up, but he took a hell of a shot and put it.
That's true.
In the bucket. I thought that was a great play by Brady.
I mean, in terms of sticking it in there, or in terms of sticking his nose in there, sure. I don't know that you can tell anything about his arm, I guess is my point. And that's what I'd be worried about at 41, not his ability to hang in the pocket necessarily. I mean, if he's getting killed, maybe, but his arm. Like I still don't know if his arm is the same, and throws like that don't tell me anything.
Yeah, and the timing of the offense, I still think is still, he got duped on that first interception.
Yep. And
the second one was just, what are you doing and why is he still in the game? Let's grab another person on the fan line. Andrew in Lowell again. You can react as we react. Pat's up 38-0 with 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We usually go all the way to the end of the fourth quarter. I can't guarantee that today, folks, with this pig of a football game. Andrew in Lowell, what do you got?
Well, I want to mention a couple of players have really stuck out today. Philip Dorsett seems to really be clicking now. I believe this is his second year. Sony Michel had a much better game. And I look forward to seeing that in the coming weeks as he develops. And then Cordell Patterson is just a bum. Second week in a row, falling on his butt in the backfield. Like, come on.
Andrew, thanks for calling in again. Your thoughts on Cordell Patterson? I don't know, Zoe on the radio said it was his coming out party on his touchdown.
Yeah, I would not. Did you really say that? I didn't hear that. So
something like that. Welcome to New England.
I think he looked exactly the same. Like, again, touchdown. He was wide open on his touchdown.
Uncovered.
No one was near him. So, I mean, I guess it was a nice run after the catch, which he's known for, but I know he can do that. He slipped and fell in the backfield again on a pass. He got dropped. They tried to run some reverse that didn't work. Like, I don't know. I haven't been impressed with him or changed my attitude on him at all. I really haven't changed it much on Dorsett either. Like, to me, Dorsett, when you're like, what can you really tell in a game like this? I would chalk that up more with someone like Dorsett than I would with Michel.
Why is that?
Because I just think he was wide open. Like, again, outside of the play in the corner of the end zone.
But the running plays were wide open. I mean,
true.
But
I feel like at least when you're running the football, they're paying attention to the running back. I just feel like Dorsett was forgotten about by Miami. He's the third or fourth option, like you said about Hogan. I feel like he slipped through the cracks. We haven't really talked a lot about Josh Gordon. I thought he looked okay, and I don't know how much attention they gave him or not. Like, I'm not going to go break down the all-22. I'm not Greg Bedard. Like, I don't know, but it certainly feels like there was more room for guys like Dorsett.
Okay. What was I just going to say to you? Oh, so how could you tell on Gibson? That slant early in traffic down by the goal line, was, I thought, a good, tough play, and then they catch in the second half. But he has 2 grabs, right?
No, but I don't know. Like, what did you expect out of him this week? I wasn't even sure he was going to play. So I don't know. I thought he had a good physical catch, the one down by the goal line that you referenced, and then the call in the second half, or a catch in the second half. I thought he looked maybe better than I expected. He certainly played more than I expected, especially early.
Brock Osweiler now in for the Miami Dolphins, Jones. This is
nice.
This is the kind of day we're talking about.
I thought Brady didn't want to come out of games because Garoppolo was here. He doesn't want to do that with his buddy Brian Hoyer either, apparently. I thought that was only a Garoppolo thing.
Do you think there's any reason they'd be running up the score? Because they like to do that, and when they get pissed at you, they will run up the score on you. Is there anything? I mean, other than Amendola, is there anything to be pissed at with the Dolphins?
No, I don't think so. Do you think it was about the Dolphins, or do you just think it was about we kick back, we answer? Like, isn't it more that?
Yes, probably so.
It's probably for you and Tony. That's probably why they're running.
Oh yeah, me and Tony, right? Yeah. Me and Tony, not someone like you. Shane says, since the game is over, if they win Thursday and Edelman looks good, are the Patriots right back on track? Jones, are they right back on track if they win on Thursday as well?
For what? Like for the Super Bowl? No. I mean, for what I thought, sure. Like I still think this team, as I said earlier, is vulnerable in the playoffs, which to me means they'll win their 10, 11 games. They'll win the division. They probably win a round. And then after that, I'm not sure. And that really doesn't even have that much to do with the competition, which is better than I thought with Kansas City and Jacksonville, who beat them head to head. I think Pittsburgh's a good team. I wouldn't take Pittsburgh over New England head to head. But yeah, they're right on track for, I guess, what I thought. They're not right on track for what they usually are, though, which is Super Bowl contender. And I feel like they're still short of that.
Again, comments down below, folks. You want to write in. We'll answer as we go. SJ says Brady in because he has incentives and he's behind the pace.
Oh, that's a good
Brady
one.
wants garbage yards for incentives. Discuss, Jones.
Good one. What does he need? He needs yards per attempt. So keep throwing it deep. Even if you throw some picks, that's fine. Touchdowns, completion percentage, yards, and what else? Rating?
Yards per attempt? Did you say that right?
I did. I think the other one was rating.
Yards per attempt, completion percentage, touchdowns, quarterback rating yards.
Yeah. So yeah, keep racking them up. Yeah, that's not a bad reason. I don't know if Bill necessarily rolls them out there for that, but I'm sure Brady doesn't mind being in there.
And Gronk has the same thing. Gronk's got to be way behind on those incentives, right?
Yeah. 3. I mean, I don't know what his actual totals were today. Gronk had 4 catches for 44 yards. So that would be 3 duds for him in a row. He was great week 1, but yeah, he's probably well shy of incentives and being an all-pro and things like that.
Hunter wrote in and said Jonathan Jones shut down Amendola today. So neat. Gold star. Like, what does that mean? What's that? You can shut down Danny Amendola.
Oh, for sure.
Unless he's catching passes from Tom Brady in a big game and he needs it. And then Amendola's the guy, and that's why he's here, and that's why he should still be here. He's not someone that you're going to fucking nerds draft in your fantasy draft, but he's someone that should still be in New England. I don't care what he did today.
I don't get tweets like that from fans. Like, they realize Bill hated Amendola, right?
Right.
Like, Bill gave him pay cuts 3 years in a row. Like, Bill screwed up Amendola more than anyone. Bill paid Amendola a crap load of money in the first place. Then he had to keep making him give pay cuts year after year after year. I don't know why Amendola kept taking it, but, like, I don't get that when people are like, see, they let Amendola go. They know what they were doing. Like, I don't know that they ever wanted Amendola the last couple of years. I think they just either they called his bluff and he came back or they just knew he was willing to stay here for whatever reason. But, yeah, I don't get stuff like that from Patriots fans.
David wrote in that this is not impressive by the Patriots. Here's a Miami team that, with a chance to assert themselves as the powers in the division, they completely lay an egg. Says more about them than it does the Pats. It says it about both. It says something about both teams. You know, the Pats were ready to go today, obviously, but I just can't tell how ready, given that Miami was so completely not ready to play this game and played so freaking bad.
Who do I think it says more about? I'd probably lean the way the what do we call them? Listener, chatter? What do we call him? The audience member. I'd probably lean more towards them, that it says more about Miami than the Pats. Like, I fully expected this out of the Pats. I didn't expect Miami to get shut out. I figured they'd get some points on the board. So I think that does say more about them.
Tom on Amendola says Amendola took the money but will now be completely irrelevant with Tannehill. Absolutely. Amendola only really makes sense on this kind of team with a quarterback that trusts him and, you know, for big spots. He's not someone that's going to put up 16 weeks of production and numbers, and he's not that guy. He needs a good quarterback and a good team. Otherwise, he's a complete waste. I think he's a complete waste down there.
Yeah, he'll be – I mean, I know he was their leading receiver in the first 3 weeks of the year, but, like, he hadn't done much. You know, like, I mean, they had a really, really balanced receiving core, and that's probably a nice way of saying that none of them really did anything, right? So, yeah, I think Amendola, you know, should play with an Aaron Rodgers, a Tom Brady, like somebody who's going to be playing in actual big games, not Ryan Tannehill.
Hey, look in the garage, look in the back of my car. Just look around. You know where it is. Wait till do you have kids, Jones? You do, don't you?
I do. I have a singular kid, but wife and kid out of town this weekend. Great time for Fancred.
Jealous.
The dog's here snoring, but other than that, yeah.
Nick says, gotta like the Pats on the short week at home Thursday, right? Seems like the short week Thursday night games always seems to fall their way. They do have an inordinate number of home Thursday night games. Seems like quite a big advantage is the road numbers on Thursday night are really horrible across the league.
Yeah, it's Indy too. So honestly, would it matter where that was?
Probably not.
No.
So are you looking at Landon Roberts being hobbled here?
Yeah, I see they're stopped. Is that what just happened? I missed that, actually.
So Landon Roberts now hurt. So Butler went down earlier up front. Now Landon Roberts. Any concerns about thinning numbers on defense there, Jones?
No, because again, like those guys aren't that good. Like if you told me they lost Adam Butler, I'd say, okay. If you told me they lost to Landon Roberts, like maybe that's a little more concerning just because of the pure numbers at linebacker. They lost Bentley last week. But I don't know. Hightower shifting back there, you at least got to give them this. They didn't give up much in the running game this week, right? And I thought Kenyon Drake was going to be a good matchup for them. He had almost 200 total yards against them last year down in Miami. And last check, what does Drake have? 3 yards in this game? Something like that. Or he had that entering the fourth quarter. So I don't know. He and Gore were pretty much afterthoughts. I think that's a credit to Hightower and that second level. So if he's going to keep playing better, I think they can certainly weather the storm of losing like a Landon Roberts. Yeah.
Tom in the comments wants to know if you're wearing a Patriots hat, to which I would say no fucking chance.
No.
It's probably Northeastern.
It's a Northeastern hat.
Yeah. Of course.
That's a Northeastern hat. Yes.
Northeastern.
Correct.
Dork. How'd you think Hightower looked today?
I just said I think he looked good. I think that even if you can't tell with him specifically, and there were a couple of plays early, hey, all right. I mean, I wish that was Amendola, but besides that, I think Hightower had a couple of nice plays early, stuffing people and reading the play in front of him. But just generally, the way I would look at it is, I don't know, outside of little plays like this in the fourth quarter on a meaningless drive for Miami, the backs did nothing. The tight ends did nothing. I didn't feel like Miami did anything in the middle of the field. That's where he went back to this week. He wasn't playing on the edge. So I think that's a nice step in the right direction for him.
Okay, Jones. How come you don't think this team is anything more than just a playoff team? You think they're going to lose first or second round, right?
Yeah, because their talent stinks. By their standards. I know they don't.
Haven't we seen that before, though? Haven't we seen kind of mediocre talent on this team before and them still patch it together?
This bad?
It's close. I've seen years like this. 2011 was like this. 06 was like this.
I don't know if 2011. 2011 was not like this. 2011 they had young talent. I don't know. I mean, this is especially on defense, and I thought the D-line and the pass rush had a real chance to be good. It's terrible. I mean, they had a better day today. They were good week one against Houston, but like I thought Adrian Claiborne might be a nice addition. He barely plays. He's a sub-package guy. Their linebackers, we know, are poor. And I already had big questions about the secondary before a guy like Eric Rowe went down. Jonathan Jones has been getting shredded all year long, at least prior to today, with different guys in the slot. Rowe is getting shredded. So, yeah, I think on defense their personnel is bad, and I think for them on offense their personnel is down. So, yeah, that's why I think they're vulnerable, and all the off-field stuff. Like I don't ignore that. I don't ignore that at all.
Well, look, again, I've seen this team have mediocre talent in the past and then overcome it. Now, I think they could overcome it if they're all on the same page and are pulling for each other and love each other and want each other to succeed. And now that we don't quite have that, their ability to overcome the talent deficiency, I think that's what I question. So that's to me where the internal stuff comes in.
How what would you need to see to believe that they're back on the same page? Meaning the principals are back on the same page, like Brady and Belichick and Gronk. Like, what would you need to see to believe that turn?
Well, just a ceasefire on all the little snipping and the off-the-record shit that keeps getting reported and leaked out there. And even just a little, we read into everything, but I think they're putting it out there for us to read into. I mean, I don't know. Can Belichick come out and just say some nice things about Brady? Like, Brady's at least played the game with Belichick. Belichick hasn't done it with Brady. And that would be one little sign that if he's willing to just say it.
Did you see the Sally Jenkins story in the Washington Post this week?
I did not.
Okay, so Bill Belichick called her out of the blue, which is weird. That she was a big supporter in Deflategate, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I say out of the blue. I think she called him, and he decided to return her call. Unlike Ian O'Connor, who I heard on with you guys, he decided to call her back. And in that story, he did say his generic, "I'll take Tom Brady over all of them in history, not just everybody in the league." But outside of a platitude like that and kind of a boilerplate thing like that from Bill, yeah, it'd be nice to hear that, especially up at the podium after a game like this, maybe even after this win today.
I mean, you say, what would it take for me to be convinced we're on the same page? I don't know. But I think I would have a hint of it if I saw it. So, I mean, it could be a lot of things. Let's grab another caller. Connor from Boston. Again, only one rule. Have clothes on and don't reach for your unit. If you reach for your unit, you will be dropped. We do have a producer standing by. That guy in California with the shirt off, man. That is exactly right.
Come on.
Fingers crossed that we're not going to see your package. Connor in Boston, what do you got? How you doing?
I can't believe you didn't drop that guy as soon as he popped on with his shirt off. But are you surprised that they didn't try and get Josh Gordon more involved today? Like only thrown to him twice. Like,
Jones, why don't you
get him involved for this deal? Like for this.
Say it again.
They played him. How come they didn't do more to get Jones the ball, Adam?
Gordon the ball. Because they were killing Miami. I don't think they needed to do it. But
all the more reason to throw to him afterwards.
So, but no, I wonder if you save it a little bit. Like, don't show what he is. Don't show what he's capable of. Like, let's get him involved if we need him. Let's not do it in a 38-point route before Miami just piled on
I feel like the one knock on Brady over the years is that he can't get talent involved. And so when we are up, like, why not use that time to try and get him involved? Because, like, outside of that Gronk, we've got nothing. And who knows what Edelman's going to look like when he gets back. So, like, why not try and work on that a little bit earlier?
Connor, thank you for the call. I think that's a good point by Connor. You know, it's like, well, there's from quarters 2 to 4, after the first quarter, the whole thing was a glorified exhibition game. So why not use it as a chance to work on your guys?
I mean, again, I'll play devil's advocate and say, why do you have to do it in a game where you don't need him? Like, wouldn't it be nice to use Josh Gordon and save some of that for a game where you actually need him? Not have him score 2 touchdowns and 100 yards in a game where you're already up 3 touchdowns. What's the point of that?
So, I mean, we'll see on Gordon. I mean, you know, I'm anti-Gordon. I know you were for the signing. Either way, I think we can all agree it's not going to have that sort of Randy Moss immediate pop. No. It's got to be the first week they had to work him in off the field. Now they're working him in on the field, and it's going to sort of be if it is successful, it's going to be a whole different arc than what we saw with Randy Moss.
When you said off the field, I thought it was interesting from Deion Branch because I think the offense that it's so difficult is dumb. And I think they showed there are ways to get him involved, even if it limits your playbook a little bit. There are ways to get him involved. So, like, when you say they worked him in off the field, do you think that was like culture-wise, or do you think that was getting him into the playbook?
Oh, no, I think he's got counseling and
that's what I thought. I didn't know if you meant like the actual play calls and things like that.
I'm sure he's way behind, but you can throw him in a game and run him on a slant or a wide receiver screen. Like, he didn't have to know the playbook to know that. My guess, I mean, who knows, right? We don't know. But my guess is that week 1 and continuing is about his mental health and his adjustment. And he had an incident there. It felt like at the end of the Cleveland thing that last weekend where they were questioning where he was. And so maybe he went into the program in some way, shape, or form, or had to be counseled in some, like, I think it's like that sort of thing, and maybe conditioning as well. Like, I think those sort of things are what held him back in week 1. Okay, Jones, you know what? That's it. That's way too much time on I will say again, the headline of today, this game was fucking useless. Completely useless. The opponent doesn't show up. Did the Patriots answer the bell? Did they, on to Cincinnati? I don't know. I can't tell because Miami completely did not show up in this ball game. Do you have a final thought?
Yeah. Expect a lot of Sony Michel calls tomorrow. Just be ready for the Sony Michel people. They matter. Running backs matter in the NFL. I liked him today.
If I could show you my Hogan for that comment, I would. Bye. See you next week.